Hello, good morning. Welcome to the program Dialogue, reaching you from the stables of Liberty Television, Voice for All and Vision for All. Well, the summer breaks are over, and what can we say? It's Thursday, and work are expected to resume nationwide today. But you know, for journalists, there have never been a break. We have to tell you what is happening, even during the break, for you to actually know what is happening around you, far from you, and even beyond the borders. The name is Abdullahi Ahmed Khan, hoping that you had a wonderful Salah break. Well, yesterday I was listening to the radio, and I had a jingle where somebody was wishing people happy Eid al-Kabir. And at the end of the day, I mean, it ended with a presidential aspirant, and who you may be asking, nobody but former Plateau State Governor and now Senator David Jonajang. So Jonajang, as it is, has joined the phrase of the presidential aspirant. We shall be looking at 2019 and the many aspirants that we are having. So far, the People's Democratic Party seems to be leading, from Bukola Saraki, who said he might run against Muhammadu Buhari, President Muhammadu Buhari, with due respect, to Sokoto State Governor, who said the pressure is on him to run for the presidency. Well, you know the regulars. Atiku Abubakar is there. Bafarawa is there. Ahmed Mohamed Makarpi, Senator, is there. I mean, we can go on and on and on. By the last count, I think there were about 13 or 14 of them on that list. Donald Duke is there. Well, Fayose, since the governor elections in Ekiti State seems to have gone quiet. We don't know if he still, but he had declared long before now. Gombe State Governor Damkwambo is there. Of course, from Kanu, you know, Engineer Musa Kwankwaso is there. Malam Ibrahim Shekaro is there. I mean, the list is endless. And who knows, in the next few weeks to the primaries, we might have other names come up again. Well, for the APC, so far, President Muhammadu Buhari has declared his ambition or his aspiration to run. We have another person who is based in US, who is yet to come to Nigeria, though he declared in US, who little or nothing is known about him. But again, we shall also be looking at the APC. In the days ahead, probably, likely, more candidates will come up on the platform of the All Progressive Congress, APC. Well, remember, just last week, INEC registered other 27 new political parties. Are they going to throw up presidential aspirants too? Well, or are they going to going into coalition with either the APC or PDP? Well, the days ahead will tell. But then, let's talk about just a bit what does I mean, that whirlwind in the teacup. Allegedly, there was a statement from Miyetti Allah, signed by Wangololo, and I'm sure you remember what happened in the case of Plateau State. You remember what happened to the extent that a Premium Time had to come out and sack their reporter, correspondent in Plateau State, had to issue a public apology and what have you. And we see that playing out again. Miyetti Allah came out and disowned the person, that Gololo, who issued that statement as far as Bukola Saraki is concerned. So I think not just Miyetti Allah, not just the stakeholder, the security agents through intelligence gathering need to do much more, because some people seems to be playing politics with Miyetti Allah, which ordinarily shouldn't be. By the way, Miyetti Allah isn't just for the Fulanis. Miyetti Allah is for cattle breeders. Maybe you are Birom, you are Gwari, you are Nupe, or whatsoever you are. If you're a cattle breeder, you belong to that association. But of course, we know Miyetti Allah from beginning was associated with the Fulani cattle breeders. But it goes beyond that. I'm sure we know there is the Cattle Hori, which is a cultural association, which is strictly for the Fulde speaking people. Well, we hope the writing will be done so that those people taking advantage of the whole situation or taking advantage of certain association to wreak havoc will be brought to book. Let's leave it at that. So this morning we have in the studio, well, two young politicians. I don't know how young they are, but I'm sure they are not too young to run as it is. This morning we have with us Danjuma Serki, who is a card-carrying member of the People's Democratic Party. And let me say, he has never defected, neither to N or to any PDP. Danjuma has been and is and remain a member of the People's Democratic Party. Danjuma, good morning.
Good morning, Abdullahi, and good morning, viewers.
I learned that this morning you almost couldn't make it here because of too much meat.
Not at all. It's because of lack of the fuel shortage we have in some filling station nearby. Caused by the Buhari administration.
Well, Danjuma is not alone. We have his friend and colleague, Umar Abdullahi Yaro. Of course, like Danjuma, Umar has never left the APC since it formed. Neither NAPC or OAPC or whatever. Umar is a card-carrying member of APC. And of course, he's revalidating his membership. Umar, good morning.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
So you are revalidating your membership of APC?
APC. I'm always in APC.
Yeah, I learned that there is a now extension of the registration of membership for new members and revalidation of the old ones.
We have so many people that want to join our party.
All right.
At this particular time.
Including Danjuma?
No. Danjuma is Danjuma is a propagandist. You see, I've already started calling fuel queues where there is
no. They said, they said
imaginary fuel queues.
That sometimes even in water, some people will tell you you are raising dust.
You are raising dust, exactly.
I mean, this is not about PDP or APC, but we're talking about looking at the polity generally. But PDP is leading your own party in terms of aspirations for people who actually want to run, especially for the #1 seat. Of course, across the state, in Kaduna, for instance, gubernatorial, the same thing is happening. Will it be right to say politically the more the merrier?
Yeah, I can actually say that is within the ambience of the law, is within the tenets of democracy, and is within the freedom and rights of any politician who belongs to a particular political party to aspire for any position he wishes at any time, as far as he has the minimum requirement and qualification to do so. So I want to say, if they are all free to contest in their own rights, and just like you said, yes, the more the merrier. But we must always understand that it is needless for you to come out and say you are contesting for a position when you know that in all ramifications, in all ways, you will not be able to even make any mark. Because today you find out we have different kind of people coming out to contest for position just for other reasons, not actually because they want to win.
Okay.
Some people just want to contest because they think it's the only way that they can become politically popular. Or some people even contest because they are looking for money from some people, because they believe they will go and use that reason in order to solicit for funds here and there, or have reasons to go out begging for funds or for money so as to enrich themselves. Some people equally want to contest so that they will come when they say the contest or aspirants should come and negotiate and discuss. They feel there is some form of settlement. Yes, and some people feel that if they come out, they contest, when eventually the winner emerges, if they give up a little fight, if the winner emerges, there will be what they normally say harmonization, and let us form a common front and rest. So from there, they believe they might have a stake, or they will be carried along. Or some people will say, okay, I'm contesting like for president or for governor. In the case of president, when they contest, if they do not win, the person who wins, if he wins, he might appoint them as commissioner or give them some slots, or ministers, if he's a president, give them some slots to appoint some of their cronies and the rest of it. So you find out that there are a lot of people who are contesting for different reasons. But the most important thing is for the electorate or delegates at this time, who are going to bring out the flag bearer of every party, to look at the contestant very critically and know who are the persons that are actually serious. And for equally the political leadership and the party to be able to look at who is going to give a fight. Because one, the ruling party needs a very strong and credible opposition candidate to give it a good fight. Likewise, the ruling party equally, the opposition equally needs to step up so as to be able to give a good show. Likewise, the ruling party, if it does not have a good opposition, they might take it with so much lackadaisical attitude that eventually they will take it as if it's going to be a smooth ride, and the electorate will be taken for granted. And we always want to see a campaign that is robust.
Okay, we'll come to some of these issues. Umar, let me come to you. Because as it is, it seems to be having an array of aspirants. I mean, even people that you thought ordinarily would say, well, I should be going into retirement. I mean, I've given enough to this country, I've given enough to what have you, things like that. But then, here we are having everybody, I mean, it's like a fluffy of feathers coming out. 20 years of uninterrupted democracy. Shouldn't some people go into retirement?
Oh, you see, as Anjumo said, everybody, once you're a card-carrying member and you have the minimum criteria, you have every right to contest. All politics is local. And nothing happened in politics by mistake. If you see things happening, they are meant to be. It's about strategy. Everybody has his own strategy. You see somebody vowing for House of Reps, and the first poster you see about him is about being contesting for a senator. Why? Because he wants to negotiate his way to being the member of House of Reps. Okay. So it is not bad. It's about his own strategy. Everybody can do what he feels he will do in a legal way to get to where he wants. Okay. As Anjuba rightly said, some people want even commissioners, some want to be ministers. But you need to strategize in politics. You need to understand the game. You need to know where you are heading to. And part of the problem now we have is most of the contestants we are seeing are serial contestants. And most of them have never won primaries. So people are just saying, these are the same old people that maybe will sell their own positions. You understand? At the end of the day. So that is why people are disappointed.
We'll go to some of these issues. At this point, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll go to the second lap of the discourse and eventually open the lines for you to be part of the program. Please remain with us.
Here we go then. Great atmosphere and the allure and glamour of this International Champions Cup. Rashford inside the area, Rashford scores! Well, it's cut home by Marquinhos. Chiellini has scored. Pastore in the box. And Monty! Awobe, yes, Arsenal level it. Oh, what a goal! An absolute doozy.
It's new, it's here. It's premium entertainment for everyone from August 1st. Get popping every day with Ebony Life TV. Mondays are from Nollywood. Tuesdays are for novellas. The Next Generation have a blast on Wednesdays. Thursdays are for drama. Fridays are there to excite you and binge every weekend.
Thank you for being there. The program is Dialogue, reaching you from the stables of Liberty Television, Voice for All, Ambition for All. It's a Thursday edition of the program, and we are looking at 2019 and the many aspirants or aspirations of many politicians. Presidency, senator, I mean, you can call it gubernatorial at the state level. And this morning we have with us as our guest, Denjuma Seriki, who is a card-carrying member of the People's Democratic Party, and Umar Abdullahi Yaro, who is a card-carrying member of the All Progressive Congress, APC. Okay, let me come back to you. Our politicians, or let me say you politicians, are always quick to use the US when you are doing comparative analysis, especially when things favor you, especially in our climate, when it has to do with money, how much they earn, the kind of emoluments and what have you, things like that. But when we come to issues like this, we see a US where somebody runs for a position once, twice, he can't make it, and he said, I'm going home to rest. But in our climate, what's not what we are seeing? I mean, I don't want to start mentioning names. We've seen people who have been on the stage from the 1990s up to today, still running for the same position. Is it that our politicians don't actually know when to say, it's time for me to go home and rest?
You know, just like I said earlier on, these things are clearly part of the dictates of democracy.
Okay.
They are clearly part of the dictates of freedom of expression, freedom of ambition, and what have you. Ordinarily, if you look at it, you might say it's needless. Some of these serial contestants should actually go and rest. But you still find out that there are other places they use to derive their strength, to derive their conviction, and equally to be able to continue to push the way they push. I don't see any thing bad in somebody aspiring seriously, because let me tell you, you find out that there might be people who have genuine intentions, who have a lot of good things to offer, but the Nigerians are not seeing it, or the electorates in whatever locality or area they are experiencing do not see it. So they keep urging, they become very consistent, so that people will begin to realize and begin to understand what they believe they have in store. And they continue to warm their hearts gradually into people's mind till maybe they would either succeed or not succeed. And just like you said, we most times make reference to America and this. Even in this serial context, you find out that America still has become a source of strength from its past contestants and people who have, one particular person who have even contested from the smallest position, Abraham Lincoln, yes, who have contested from, I think, a representative to the office of the president, consecutively and consistently over the years. And eventually, he landed himself at the position of the president. And he was a judge, one of the best presidents America had ever produced. So you see, even using that, you will continue to say again, America has equally brought in more conviction to people. And again, yes, but still it's happening in some places. And again, today, if you say in Nigeria, the current president of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, have contested serially too, and eventually he has come to be, and he has come to be. So you find out that I will not entirely castigate or blame those who have been contesting serially. But the most important thing is for the Nigerian electorate to always be able to decipher who is actually serious, who really has good intentions, who really want to create a positive impact on the lives of people, and who actually means well for them. Because just like I said earlier on, people might have somebody might have good intention, but maybe he might have not have the resources, or maybe he might have the right platform, or some suspicion and the rest of it. So gradually he might clear the air. Right. But I don't believe on people who always will just come up and say, I want to contest. When it's time, when the chips are down, they will fizzle out or they will back out. Or eventually you just see them, you just know that these are just like on a comedy ride or show, like kind of, you know?
But nobody is questioning the rights of any politician to run for any political office, as it is. But sometimes you just look at the whole thing. The People's Democratic Party, for instance, and we'll come to that in June. I think I will raise some of them. We've seen former governor of Kaduna State, Ahmed Mohamed Makarfi, for all he has done for the PDP, and you give it to him. Because probably if not for him, PDP wouldn't have been what it is today. Probably there wouldn't even have been PDP for some people to even aspire for. But he keeps saying, be careful of people who are defected to this party. Don't let them hijack the party or what have you, things like that. This retinue of aspirants, isn't it sometimes heating up the politically?
Well, obviously it does. You see, like we are talking of the American system. Why it's so different with the Nigerian system is because people train themselves to become president. You mentioned J.F. Kennedy. In fact, his senior brother was, ever since he was given birth, he was called Mr. President by his dad. Unfortunately, he died in World War II, and he started calling JFK Mr. President. And he trained him to become a president. Obama, somebody like Obama, trained himself from being a grassroots mobilizer in his church to become a president. But what we are seeing in Nigeria is people that have worked in government or people that have capital to actually run for presidency or governors. Those are the people you see running. And when you check, everywhere you go in the world, the rich people, when you talk of percentage, are about 10% or 5%. So that is why in Nigeria you find the same people running for the same positions over and over again, because it simply has to do with a lot of financial capital. Even in the American system we are talking of, we see young men like us donating. You see students donating to a cause. But in Nigeria, people go to contestants to collect money. So there's a big difference. But the issue of people contesting over and over and over again, some of them do this because simply they do not understand the system of apprenticeship, the system of guiding the young ones to take over from you. Part of the problems we have in some states, check out Lagos that had a good succession plan. You see where they are.
That was going to be my next question.
You see where they are.
The issue of mentorship and leadership. Across the world, we see people who spend, 8 years, yes, you can, but somebody will say, I'm spending 4 years. But they mentored several other people who, even when they exit the stage, takes over from them.
Today
so that be one of our problems.
Yes, today I can mention somebody like that, the Jagaban. When you see what Tinubu has done, you look at how many people he mentored, how he transitioned from one governor to another, how many ministers now
who were his commissioners
then,
now are governors, ministers,
and
even the
the respect he has beyond is even beyond the party. The loyalty he has is beyond the party. Why? Because he was able to mentor people and allow it roll. Even the vice president we're seeing was his former commissioner. At the point of even the APC, Tinubu would have said, look, I must be vice president, and there's nothing anybody could have done about it in the party system.
Vice president again.
Today he cannot be, because he is a leader. In fact, you find some of them, even the General Muhammadu Buhari, some of them are even bigger than the parties they are in. So are people like Tinubu, the Tinubus. Why? Because they have mentored people around. But the problem you have is now you see somebody that is, I wouldn't mention him, but he is a serial contestant. And this man has never even, in fact, in his own geopolitical zone, he cannot put the 5 governors that are there. So why are you even wasting your time contesting for the presidency over and over and over again? What are you looking for?
That's what we come to you, this issue of mentorship. Because it seems to be a problem. I mean, this is not a political party issue, but Nigerian politicians, unfortunately, especially for this part of our own side of the country, you find that problem. Now, you expect that if I find myself in a position for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, I mean, I should have mentored people. You know, it's just like a father. They said, when you see a man going down to the grave and is smiling, you know he has raised children who can actually take over from him. But what could the problem be? I'm asking this question because then you won't believe it. I was told the governor, I said, look, I don't want you to pay me. Let me work within the government house, within your office. I want to be mentored. I want to see the way things are done. And the reply was, this guy, you are not serious. We are in government to make money. And and that was the end. What could be the problem with us not mentoring people to take off from us?
I want to tell you that Nigeria, we have a kind of, sorry to say, a good mentality about politics, about leadership, about governance and the rest of it. One of the major things is that most of our Nigerian politicians do not have a vision.
Okay.
If you have a vision, Abdul, if I come into this studio today and I identify you as somebody who have what it takes to contribute to the development of our nation, I should be able to monitor you, give you some space for you to be able to exhibit whatever you think you have in it. And if I realize that yes, Abdulaziz can do what the people want, I should be able to encourage you. I should be able to mold you. I should be able to build you. I should be able to correct those places that you make mistakes, so that you become more stronger, you become more experienced, you become more competent, and from there, you'll be able to grow larger, irrespective of your religion, your tribe, or your relationship with me. But you find out that today, one thing I keep emphasizing, it will be very difficult for you to find out a Nigerian politician today. You look at his personal assistants, it's either his brother or brother-in-law, or somebody from his village, or somebody who has it from his religion, and the rest of it who has close-knit contact with him. You find out that that person was not in any way appointed to that position based on merit. Again, you look at people, when somebody forms a government, the next thing you find out that this person will say, hey, please, I'm begging you to give this person a position as a commissioner or as a DG of this because he's my boy or he's my son, and the rest of it. Not because on any merit or competency, credibility, and other qualities that should be accessed. And the person will get there and do. Even when he's messing up or not getting it right, there will not be any way to reprimand him, or there will not be any step to discipline, or even to remove him so as to replace him with a more competent hand. Or you find out that sometimes even wives of the persons on helms of affair will dictate who gets what and who does what. When you find that they keep allowing the people who competently should be there, those people who have that zeal and desire to drive the process. And you equally find out that in most cases, our leaders themselves, they are so scared. And I can want to tell you, what I want to say is, like, I see it as more of an inferiority complex syndrome.
Okay.
Do you know why? Because now, if I am a leader and I realize that Umar is a competent person that we should work with closely, but I don't want to provide that opportunity to Umar because I am afraid that Umar might come and supersede me or be higher than me, but we continue to forget to understand that we are not God. We are not God. If I realize that Umar, who is not from the same party with me, but he's competent, he has what I need, and he can help me drive the process, I should begin to bring Umar in. And we partner up together so that we provide this common good for the people. In the interest of the people, and in that way, you can leave a legacy. And we can begin to build our political leadership process as an institution. We'll continue to stabilize it, and you begin to understand that even when you leave, already the examples you've left behind, the legacies you've left, the people you've built, some people will come and begin to carry. But the next thing I'll say, I'll be afraid of Umar. I don't even want Umar to come close to me and the rest of it. I'm going to, like just the Tinubu he has mentioned, you can't take that away from him. But today, no matter how somebody becoming Tinubu's Nigerian vice president does not in any way subdue Tinubu or belittle him, but his statue rather, it has heightened him more. So I keep telling people, and most times even some of our leaders, that we must continue to have this large heart. We must look at our nation and our politics, our society in a much more better way, so that we continue to mentor this. Even in cases, you find out that they don't even want to give space and room for even people to participate. They want to exclude people. They want to create barriers, boundaries, and rest, and begin to bring in their cohorts who eventually will fail. And if you fail, me and you will not escape from the detrimental consequences that failure. You understand me? So it's a major challenge for us in Nigeria.
Why will a politician be afraid to see that his mentee become greater than him, the mentor? Why will a politician see somebody with qualities, leadership qualities, with that ability to deliver, and still be afraid of such person? I ask this question because, I mean, I was in a university and I have this boy who came and said, show me how to write poetry. And I sat him down and said, okay, this is where you ever encouraged him. Today he has authored many books. And he always say, look, this is one of those persons who made me well. And here I am. I've not even authored a poem. but anytime we meet, people will, he will say, this is my organ or whatever. Why wouldn't a politician see that scenario and say, look, this person actually made me who I am?
Simple. Greed and that sense that I want everything to come from me. Selfishness. Greed and selfishness is as simple as that. What our politicians want, they are always in the predicament of loyalty, competence.
Okay.
Which one do I take? And they always go for the wrong one, loyalty.
Which is not permanent.
Which is not permanent. You see, that is where, like it or not, I commend the Kaduna State Governor for the Sarkashim mentorship scheme, that he has taken about 40 young men under his wing from around the country to see what is happening in governance inside Kaduna State government and to be able to understand how the government works.
Even though some people might disagree with that.
Even though some people
are not the way they are supposed to be.
Some people will tell you that even the criteria that they were choosing is wrong. But if every governor is doing that, if every governor is taking 40 young people, wherever he's taking them, at least you know you have 40 young people that are trying to move ahead. You see, one of the problems we have, let me give you an example. In a northern state, there is a governor, when he won the election, he actually looked at two of his opponents and gave their children commissioners. These two people he gave commissioners, unfortunately, have never worked in anywhere.
No public
service experience. In fact, no job experience. No leadership experience. They don't even belong to any political party.
You find that in some cases, they are not even interested.
They are not. That is, I want to take you there. Yes. To compensate their fathers. Simply because he doesn't want that opposition to keep pursuing him. And opposition is the spice of democracy.
Probably because he's not doing the right thing.
Probably because he's not doing the right thing. You should be okay with the opposition. And it still didn't work for him. Because one of them, the father, has even left the party, has gone to another party, and is still opposing him. So if he had taken somebody with competence, he would have delivered service to him. And taking people with competence makes your job easy. It makes your job because the governor cannot do it all.
Let's open the lines to hear from our viewers. When we come back again, I'll ask this question. I mean, in this whole process, I mean, isn't the electorate also have their own fault? Because the people we elect come from within and among us. There are people with antecedent that we know. There are people that we know that, look, this can be a good leader, this cannot be a good leader. We are always quick to measure poverty. But you know, there are countries that are poorer, far poorer than Nigeria, but who elects the right leaders? Well, at this point, the numbers are on the screen, so call in and let's hear from you. Please, when you call in, keep the volume of your TV set down. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Okay,
thank you very much. You too.
Mohammed Abdullahi calling from Adamawa State.
All right, Mohammed Abdullahi, how is Adamawa this morning?
We thank God.
All right, good.
Good morning to your guest there.
Good morning, ma'am.
Thank you.
Honestly, if you want to believe me, the set of politicians we have in this country, they are too self-centered. Everybody is just thinking of his own self, not the interest of the country. If we are thinking of the country, honestly, for decades we have a president that has the country at heart. President that wants the stability and development of this country, like President Mahmoud Buhari. With the little resources that this man made on ground, look at the infrastructure development. And people say, I said this thing, just with that number. For over a year, I've been doing 4 hours like in Adamawa State.
Moment. Well, people will say Yaradua was one of those, except for his health challenges too.
No, we are talking of the present politicians. I don't mean to rest in peace. You don't know the thing we had in this country. But that will not allow him to actualize what he wants to do for us.
Okay. the Senate President, people will say we've seen more bills passed in the 8th Assembly than we've seen in all the previous Assembly.
How about the anti-corruption bill? Those bills are bills that will benefit one or the other. How about that? There are so many important bills that are lying down there. Anything about it?
All right.
Once they are alive in 2019, honestly, we'll give them what they deserve.
Thank you very much. Mohammed Abdullahi there from Adamawa. And of course, like I always say, the voter is the king. I hope, I wish that our electorate actually know that they have the final say with some of these politicians, so you can actually make your statement. Well, still expecting your calls there. Let me come to you. Electorate, I mean, it boils down to that issue. The electorate. Don't the electorate also have their fault? Okay, let's take this caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome to the program.
I'm Comrade Shitu from the area.
All right, Comrade Shitu, how is Kusfa this morning?
Kusfa is cool. I'm happy to tell that to all of you.
Thank you very much. I hope you did a special prayer in Kusfa for Nigeria this morning.
Inshallah, I included liberty. My trying is to enlighten us and educate us.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Especially in terms of politics of now it is.
Yeah.
But Umar and the other SBC guy,
Thank you very much, sir.
Both of you have did justice to the topic, and you try as much as you can to avoid partisan politics.
You did.
With this topic. You really try and salute you for that. You see what is telling me this time around, most of the beneficiaries from these politicians in terms of appointment and other juicy issues like that are not the people that work hard to bring the government in power.
Okay.
As President Umar said, most of the political appointees that our governors and other politicians used to appoint are not even interested. But because of one thing or the other, or because of their father, their godfather, you will just see them there. That's why when you are struggling, going up and down, any candidate, they will be even laughing at you. But at the end of the day, they will be giving you order. So this is not good at all, and this is not the actual democracy we are expecting. Our leaders will try as much as they can to bring a competent hand, a qualified person to this leader. That's what we expect from them.
All right.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provide good leaders for us.
Amen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Comrade Shitu there from Zaria. The electorate, then they have their own share of the blame.
I want to say, if you are even going to scale it, the electorate have more blame than even the leadership. Because the electorate are supposed to be the ones to serve as the check or the correctional medium for the politicians. Because if you know, if you do wrong, the electorate will kick you out. You not do so. And again,
let's take this caller. Oh, he has dropped. Okay, another caller here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Abdullahi.
Thank you for joining us.
Good morning to your guest. I'm Ali Kinafa.
Okay, Ali Kinafa, barka da sallah. Yes, even they say they gave you my ram and you took it to Adamawa.
I was listening before our night went on, so I will respond to what I hear.
All right, go ahead.
You see, 2019 and many political aspirants. You see, Abdulaziz, looking at Nigeria the way it is, with not only many aspirants, but many political parties.
Okay.
We have 91 political parties, Abdulaziz. The question we should ask ourselves as Nigeria, or as Nigerians, where are the structures and offices of these 91 political parties? Some parties even were not found in local government headquarters, not to talk of water headquarters.
Okay.
And looking at them, they have plans. Look at them very well, from the incumbent president to other political parties. These are people that Nigeria has known very well. And many of them have been rejected, they were denied before. So the question is that I want to call on electorate for Nigeria. We should be wise. Somebody should not just come on air and just give you a very cheap campaign that will deceive you. Let's go by the performance.
All right, I can have it.
So you see, that presently now the problem about this government is that people are hungry. What are you doing for a living that makes you to be hungry? Do you have a job that makes you hungry?
All right, Kinafa, let's.
And And suddenly people say, we are doing that, and this government is not doing enough. Something that happened at, look at it like this. You are presenting this program. If you fail everything, and a presenter that comes to inherit you, and is getting things difficult, and you keep reminding him that he is not doing this, while you are responsible, the government is actually the result of that government is the fact.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, Ike.
Just like I was saying,
yes.
I want you to know that you find out that most times the electorate, will come out and be condemning these things, castigating, showing our displeasure, dissatisfaction, and what have you. But immediately the chips are down, we become highly beclouded by either religious sentiments, ethnic sentiments, or personal sentiments, and other sentiments that are so primordial that we begin to forget about the objective. That is why today, in any political party or any constituency, you find out that if a candidate is going to be propped up by the major political party or other political party, they begin to consider some of these things instead of the competency address. And again, let me tell you, it is becoming very dangerous because this thing is equally creeping into our tertiary institutions. They find an election into student union, into headship of the department and faculty and what have you. And again, at the same time, it's creeping into our armed forces. And you find out the way they elevate people, even in positions, you find out that it's so sad.
Churches are mobs.
Yes, it is. That is very true. And pastors are fighting.
Yeah, you know, quickly, we're out of time.
You see, as Honorable Gudaje said, he says it every time, and I want every Nigerian to understand what he says. Remember, we are going back to our constituency. What will we tell our people? You own the power. You own the power to decide who leads you.
That's the electorate.
Yes, we own the power to decide. That is why I'm very angry when I see voters register ongoing and people are not going out to register. Because why do you deny yourself that right?
That's your power to...
that is your power to decide the next 4 years what will happen to you, what will happen to your children, what will happen to your grandchildren, what is the fate of your country.
Right.
It is that voter's card that you have. And as this man rightly said, what are we doing with 91 parties, political parties?
What are we doing with 91 parties? Well, maybe we'll go for take them into coalition. Well, Umar Abdullahi Yaro, a card-carrying member of the All Progressive Congress. Umar, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you, viewers.
Denjuma Serichi, of course, a card-carrying member of the People's Democratic Party. I'm sure for the first time you don't see Denjuma and Umar.
At loggerheads.
Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure.
All right.
Yeah. You have always been my man.
That's the size of the program this morning. Thank you for investing your time with us. Abdul Aziz Ahmed Kari saying good morning.